serious. What subreddit has genuinely helped you out and led you to improvements in your life, and why? Workouts has helped me lose 50 pounds in 3 months, which also helped me fight depression. Consulting personal finance and personal finance Canada have been helpful in guiding both minor and major financial decisions I've made, from retirement saving to house hunting. So my mom and I bond over very few things. One of them is growing orchids. She has a green thumb. Her orchids are gorgeous, to the point where a local greenhouse specializing in orchids is jealous of her specimens. My thumb is, well, not exactly black, but a thriving green plant would shudder to see it. So our orchids care has been super helpful. While growing a plant may seem like a small victory in life, the emotional value of chatting about orchids with my mom is priceless. Leaves helped me stop smoking pot and, more importantly, realize other people struggle with the grasp that it has upon people. The success stories were key to the success on the days where I almost went back to it, knowing that I would just need to wait a few more months in order to see significant improvements in life. I was living paycheck to paycheck. Now I'm on track to buy a fucking house in a few years. Toast me. Literal polar opposite of roast me, in the sense that you're just bombarded with compliments that make you feel good, even if you don't post. Several. In little and big ways. Big thanks to Ask Men and Sex for making me a better girlfriend. 2 specific comments come to mind. In one question, a man replied that his girlfriend is always the one to pull away from a kiss, which made me realize that I often do that too. And it's not even that I want the kiss to end, but just my subconscious going, this is the time to stop, for no reason. So I stopped doing it. The second was when someone asked how many women are legitimately really good at sex, and the top voted answer was, I think, around 20%. This solidified my resolve to do some research, ask some questions on Reddit, be braver, and, most importantly, work on getting rid of the mental block that keeps me from asking my BF. I want to be part of that 20%, damn it. I know these sound like small and, to some, maybe even unimportant things, but focusing my energy on something so positive has actually helped with my mental health more than the subreddit dedicated to my particular disorder. It's also strengthened my relationship with a friend as we share and compare the little tips and the advice we pick up. Tableau. Data science. Data is beautiful. They made me see data visualization in a whole new way. Especially Tableau community is very helpful. PC builds. They gave me an idea of what to grab and what to be aware of. I would toss away lots of money getting the CPU that isn't fit my needs more than I have now. They also respond so fast that I am very surprised, but in a good way. The fastest was 2 minutes after posting. I had a surgery called thoracolumbar arthrodesis, a type of spine fusion, to straighten my spine, which was curved from a severe scoliosis. Basically, 8 of my vertebrae were screwed together and pulled straight with titanium rods. It sucked, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, but it was nothing compared to the previous year. I was terrified, absolutely, utterly terrified of the thought of the surgery. I started having anxiety and insomnia. Slept 3 or 4 hours a night for the majority of the nights. For a year. High school was getting stressing too. I had a lot of work to do but couldn't concentrate on anything. My marks dropped vertically and my professors passed me basically just because my parents begged them to not making me retake classes in summer, cause I would have been in the hospital and wouldn't have been able to. So they all helped me out a bit and made sure I passed all the classes. I loved them all so much. It sucked, for real. And I had so many questions and no one I knew who had the surgery to ask them to. So I was terrified. clueless and had no one to talk to for support. It was easily the worst year of my life by now. When I discovered Reddit, I found almost immediately scoliosis. My surgery is gone and I'm doing super well now. But I love to help others in the situation I was in. Periodically, I make a Q&A post about the surgery and answer all the questions. Try my best to comfort everyone who may be worried or scared. And basically just make sure I'm doing all I can so to avoid that someone else will be in that fucking horrible situation, cause I know how it feels and I know it sucks and I can understand and help them feel better. And holy shit, it makes me feel so damn good I can't even describe it. Stop drinking has helped me a lot. Seeing other people struggle with what I'm dealing with is reassuring. It's such a positive place despite the topic matter. That fits made me realize that a bra does not have to be uncomfortable and that my back pain is actually related. They have a great calculator for bra sizes and many tips on what bra styles might fit your breasts, even including suggestions for specific brands and models. I highly recommend it. Removed. Eye bleach helps me regain my center after seeing something horrifying. Stoicism for sure. It gave me an amazing outlook on life that actually taught me how to live with the stresses and provided me with tons of discipline for self-improvement. I sometimes say or do small things that later think about and say, I kinda feel like an hole for that. Nothing big, usually just a snide remark or something said that doesn't sit well with people. Then I go on asshole and read about 3 of the top posts from the day and then think, wow, what I did was nothing compared to this ***T. Maybe I'm not as bad of a person as I think. It's been the best thing for my mental health. Miscarriage and ***Kafterlos. This year has been so hard. And it feels like everyone around me gets pregnant on their first try and has a healthy and happy pregnancy. Having a community of people that are also going through this is invaluable. The day my last miscarriage began, there were other people who were miscarrying at the same time. It helped me feel less alone. People share their stories there. And it's like someone found how to put into words what I have been feeling. Intermittent fasting. Steroids. Really great source for information and education regarding steroid use. Daily question threads for anything you can't find in the fairly comprehensive wiki they maintain. Also, there are a few dumb heads who filter in and out. But it is probably the least toxic subreddit on this site. Everyone there is pretty chill and super supportive. It is probably the only training-related sub that isn't full of complete beginners parroting whatever they read 2 hours ago. Basically 90% of what I know about steroids is from that sub. And I really like steroids. NoFap changed my whole life for the better. Get disciplined. To see people trying to bring order in their lives and their struggles definitely motivates me to improve. Some suggestions and tips actually work. Raised the narcissists. It gave me a place to vent and it helped me feel not so alone. It's extremely hard for people that have had a healthy childhood with good parents understand why some people do not want anything to do with their parents. Talking to narcissistic parent does nothing but makes their abuse worse. Bonus points if they're the type to fly into a narcissistic rage when trying to talk to Themis. Here, the only thing that stops a narcissistic parent is to cut them out of your life. Not all parents are good parents. Some parents are complete monsters that only had children to be their slave, punishing bag, therapist, cash cow, and to worship them. C25K. It's a sub dedicated to people doing the Couch to 5K program in order to start running. It's probably one of the nicest, most supportive subs on all of Reddit. Just a bunch of people trying to get better physically, most coming from the same very low starting point, supporting and helping each other. Everyone there's going through, or been through, the same struggles starting a running program. And it's just a really great place. After being diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, BPD has been a big help in finding understanding and how I fit into the disorder. It helped me to be sure about the disorder fitting me, and being able to relate to others with the disorder. It makes me feel less lonely, and feel like I can find others who understand me. I feel more normal, and not so insane when it really gets bad. For me, eczema helped a lot. This shitty-ass skin disease ruins my damn life. Itching nonstop, terrible quality of life, restless sleep, nonstop weeping and bleeding. It's good to know that there are people who don't just go, put lotion, or it's just a rash. KonMari and the related method has been the most impactful, at least recently. Meal prep Sunday and Ichipan Healthy have been great for ideas and stuff now that I moved out. Helpful for saving money and eating healthier. Also got me learning how to cook versus before when I didn't know how to. Meditation. Stop drinking. It's like at ISNT, the inner WT there. People are civil and rational as fuck and take no excuses. I'm off the booze for 6 years now, and in that time I've gone up in wages by about 15K a year and have way more time and energy to do other work that makes me happy and gives me money. Get motivated. While it might seem a bit basic, has often gotten me to drop Reddit for a while and encouraged me to do something productive. Child-free. It made me feel less abnormal and feel safe to express my feelings in regards to children, childbirth, bad parents. I have pretty strong opinions about children, childbirth, etc. And it gives me a place to discuss and vent without worrying about people bingoing me and trying to convince me to end up making a very, very big life decision. Legal advice. I had no idea how many rights I actually have, haha. Just nominal and raised. The narcissists are the two biggest for me. My in-laws are incredibly toxic, abusive people. My wife and I dealt with them and went no contact way back before those subreddits existed. In their early days though, it really helped us to have some validation that we'd made the right decision to do this. Nobody ever talks about how they dealt with toxic family members or how they shut down abuse from family. So without something like this, you're kinda feeling isolated and wondering if maybe you went overboard and if you should tolerate their behavior for the sake of family and stuff. Understanding that no, actually the way you see their behavior is not out of line. And it's perfectly acceptable to remove a toxic influence from your life *, even if it's your or your spouse's parents * helped us to stop doubting ourselves. I also learned way more about abusive people in general from these. I'd read lots of books on them, but it's different when it's first-hand accounts. On an old account years ago, I used to post in those too pretty regularly. I don't anymore because it becomes too much of a time waster because it's so relevant to a major portion of my experience that I have a hard time pulling myself away.